Tim's has a 70% win rate on IO professional games. But the
Okay.
last match that they played with it was 2 months ago. And then
5
before that was
seconds
like 6
remaining.
months ago.
Okay, yeah. That sounds about right. Strong
But
win rate,
yeah,
but not a particularly common pick.
yeah. They played it a lot in it was the MDL Chengdu Major, which was obviously the event that they won.
Right.
So it is something that they've worked on,
Dire
and I think that he
team
has it down. It's like it's so much easier to play IO nowadays. Oh my god. No wonder you banned AA first pick overall. Holy crap. Look at all this heal. It's nutty.
Definitely feels like an easy Alchemist game again
They
if
want
they want
to.
to go for it. And yet again, Geek Fam. I mean, at least they're going for a lot of damage. I just hope that they're again not going too tunnel visiony because I've seen the Grimstroke Lich combination fail because everyone's just so hyped up on the team fight aspect of it. And much as how we saw in the previous game, you're never allowed to team fight because the enemy team never gives you a 5v5 opening.
Yeah.
We'll see if they can do it this time. But at least they're not lacking in damage, and at least their lanes are very strong. Because Lich is a strong laner. All these heroes are very, very strong laners on
5
Geek Fam.
seconds remaining.
So I'm significantly more encouraged.
I'd agree with that. And I think that the Lich Ricky lane has proven to be pretty strong over time.
Mhm.
It's just a way to run people down against the Brewmaster with either an IO or the Oracle. Expecting that it's going to be the IO Brew. That is a really hard lane to deal with, though. I think Brewmaster has kind of been slept on by how good he is nowadays. I think he's much better than he used to be, personally. But I think that's just we'll see if it ends up being the case or not. It's always that like weird timing, right? Where like if mid game team fights are like determining who wins the games, then having these heroes that just excel at controlling in the midst of those team fights, they become way better than they used to be. Um,
Assuming you're not hamstrung by your cooldown dependence,
right.
as that has always been Brewmaster's downfall, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, true enough.
Dire team
All right.
ban.
Fourth pick, Kunkka. God, dude, look at this. Like, how are you going to kill any hero right now? You've got boat buff, you've got Oracle and IO heals. It's yeah. What are they gonna? Because they do still need to get damage eventually. So what are they round out this draft with for TNC? Like a pushing oriented hero. They need a
10
carry
seconds
of some
remaining.
kind that, can deal a lot of damage and
seconds
take
remaining.
buildings.
They can go. Wait. So Morphling's banned, Gyro's banned, DK's banned. Not that I really were too thrilled about DK.
I'm
Let's see.
anticipating it's a Gabby here. I guess
think-
that hypothetically you could put like
TNC
side lane
Predators
Kunkka or
turn to
something.
ban.
Nah, I'm thinking it's a Gabby hero. I'd be down for like a Slark.
You liking the Slark?
Yeah, I think. I mean, it's not an easy Slark game, but you have an Ion and an Oracle behind you, and if you have that much in terms of get out of jail free, I think you can get kind of greedy with this.
Dude, what if there's Bristle?
Turn to pick.
Nice, well done. Heals for days. Yeah.
It's disgusting. This draft is gross. Get me out of this game. There's no way I'd want to play against this. Like, how do you play against this lineup with any of these heroes? I don't know.
I don't know how Ricky specifically plays against this lineup, especially
10
because
seconds
there's
remaining.
there's there's no one. There's no one that he can kill. The Oracle is going to be
5
standing 10
seconds
million
remaining.
miles back because he just needs to feed heals into the IO, who will also be standing far back because he's just going to be standing behind the Bristleback. So it's just going to be a conga line of heals.
What do you think about a Viper? Is that hero too dead?
Yeah, the hero's too dead.
Okay. I'm trying to think of just like break mechanics to help deal with the. I mean, even if you break him though, it might not be enough damage. Ooh,
Choose your hero.
that's kind of cool. Those heroes don't have a ton of int.
Yeah, but it takes so long to build up stacks now.
Okay.
And you are not going to be able to like weave in and out of a fight because of Kunkka. It's literally well, and Brewmaster. So, like I was saying, that the Cyclone's a very effective way at keeping people in fights, as is X Torrent Boat. And the way that OD is played these days is that like you kind of slowly, quietly build up stacks with the Astral and the Arcane Orb, and you kind of leave for a little bit so that you can keep racking up the stacks, and then you drop down a massive Sanity's Eclipse. In this game, I feel like any fight that breaks out is going to be over in like 15 seconds.
That's fair.
And
It could be.
OD's just not going to get time to get big Sanity's Eclipses. Because, yeah, you're right. Against all these strength cores, theoretically, the Sanity's Eclipse should be quite effective, assuming that he can actually build up the stacks.
Right. That's the big caveat there. Well, we'll have to see if Geek Fam can keep the OD alive and out of the air long enough to drop down the big old hammer. But going into this game at number 2, TNC definitely the favorites at the moment, as they have been able to completely destroy game number 1. We'll see if they can do the same thing in game number 2. At least by the odds, it looked like it was favoring TNC by a slightly larger margin than game number 1. So we'll have to see what that ends up meaning. Man, TNC, after like, you know, the disappointing spree through the ESL qualifiers, that obviously people were really hoping to see more out of them. I wasn't really like worried that they were going to be falling off necessarily. I thought, well, but like they had already secured their spot at TI because they had won the major earlier. Like they were obviously a good enough team to be playing. It just didn't feel like they were trying very hard. You know, they were like taking it easy, just messing around and stuff like that. And that to me is like an easier thing to change a little bit, you know?
I guess, but I never look at like a March lineup and think like, oh yeah, this is a team that will get kind of lazy in like a mid-season slump.
Yeah.
March seems like an energetic enough captain that he would continuously push his teammates to success, and didn't really happen. Like even day before yesterday, they lost 2-0 to Boom.
Yeah.
Which Boom's a respectable team, but like they were like throwing massive leads and stuff like that. I don't know. I was very discouraged, but above anything else, I think their drafting has been fantastic this series.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Whitemon likes what he sees. So he's just going to giggle himself on back. And over here to the side, Tim's. Oh, Tim's. He's going to make it happen. This guy.
Easy.
Are they going to get all 4? Dude, Gabby's not going to tempt fate, but he will be able to pick it up here on Tim's. Oh, Whitemon. There they go. And Carl, he's going to start talking in voice lines.
This changes nothing.
I'm so glad they added all these voice lines that are the hero-specific ones. It's great.
I do agree with a lot of people that level 25, you should be able to choose your own, though.
Yeah.
We would see a lot more flavor come out. Alright, so mid lane, it's going to be OD versus Kunkka. Top lane, it's going to be Lich and Ricky, which is a very, very strong lane, versus the Brewmaster and the Oracle. And then bot lane, Bristol and Io. Incredibly terrifying duo lane versus the Grimstroke and the Centaur.
Needs to be careful about all these stacks building up right now. Cuckoo does not have a stick, and Gabby's able to sort of push him back a little bit there. So Io is probably going to try and make sure that the camps are not blocked out fully.
Bro, he's got 4 stacks.
Yeah, Cuckoo. What's happening, my man? Excuse me. Yeah, he's just dead.
He's gonna mango. Yeah, what?
Well, that's what happens.
That's what happens.
That's what happens.
I mean, he even had a mango of his own, so it's not like Io coming in really made that kill happen. Gabby could have made that happen without the IO, so little well, Carl doesn't mind. Carl's this is all according to plan, according to the OD.
Dude.
What a great line.
It
I like
is.
that line a lot. I don't think I've seen OD so infrequently that I haven't seen a gold rank OD line before, but man, this changes nothing.
It's good. It's I mean, it can be used simultaneously. Like I guess the main way that you have to use it is if things are going bad, right?
Yeah, I think you do.
Because you can't, like, if you get a kill and then it's like, this changes nothing, you're behind like 20k. That's pretty funny too, but I don't know.
No, I like the non-ironic approach.
Yeah.
Where your team is feeding, you're like, whatever. I'm gonna carry these scrubs to victory.
Exactly. That's a good way to think about it. Well, Gabby again is going to try and go for some more pressure on with the Quill Spray. Does not have any more mangoes left in the tank, but Tim's does have one. So that's going to be the main limiting factor for them now, it feels like, until he gets his Soul Ring. Zephyr gets a nice little deny there.
Scabby's level 3. I'm actually a big fan of how Tim's is like not soaking up any experience whatsoever.
This is not going to work.
Although,
This is
yeah.
not going to work.
And this is without the passive even skilled up yet from Gabby.
Right.
He's still just that tanky.
Oh, Cuckoo's
and
dead.
turning it around.
He didn't know about the quill. He didn't know about the goo. He didn't know at all. He's
Straight
dead.
up blew the stick like with like 3 charges at the very beginning of that gank.
Dude, he waited for the pause
This
afterwards.
changes
What the hell?
nothing.
Are you gonna pause? Are you gonna just like do that on the pause? Oh, I'm a big fan of Gabby. He's an interesting one. I think he should be fine here, right? Like he's
Yeah,
got
fine.
so
It's
much
1
regen.
point in stroke, and he can't build up any.
Oh, never mind. I was super wrong.
Was
They
he
had-
like blocked or something? Could he not walk down?
I think that he was trying to dodge the stroke of fate, and then I didn't realize that he still had 2 hits that were coming from the tower. But yeah,
Okay.
must have been what the main thing was. That was kind of interesting right there as well. They used the ink swell on the creep because it has no cast point if you're casting it onto another one, or a shorter cast point if you're casting it onto somebody else than if you're casting it on yourself. But the creep just went over the other creeps, and then they ran away.
Yeah, you can't really control the aggro. I always thought that a very underrated build that has not come to popularity yet, because I think it's still a possibility, is a Dominator Grimstroke, because the creeps already have really high move speed from the Dominator itself. It's a perfectly good aura item. You put an ink swell on it. Potential. It's
I
there.
like it. Sounds great. I'm super down. You get the double soulbind if you're using it with the creeps.
What do you mean?
Like if you've got a dominated creep and you throw like a hurl boulder or something from a
Oh yeah. No, it'll duplicate also. Yeah.
nice.
Or double nets. Yeah. I'm telling you, you're on the right wavelength with me, Gabe.
I like it. Sounds great. So far up here in the top lane, we haven't talked about much, but KP's having a great time. 22-0 versus the 19-3. So not really able to stop the Brewmaster from army. The big surprise to me is that Kunkka's been able to kind of make a life for himself in this lane. Yes, there's 8 denies on the OD, but in terms of the difference in XP, it's relatively close. So he's Armel having a really good time against what's thought of as one of the bigger counters for Kunkka.
Yeah, ever since Arcane Orb got changed, it's not as one-sided as it once was, because it's not as easy for the OD to build like a high damage advantage, because you're not like just stealing int constantly. It's still a ranged hero versus a melee hero. It's still a hero that like has a spammable nuke versus, you know, Tidebringer, which is fairly reliable, but still. But yeah, Armel's definitely holding his own here.
Carl gonna go for some body blocks here along the way. Cuckoo stealing the bounty rune, saying stomped afterwards, as he's been known to do. The only problem is that he's level 3 and Gabby's almost 5, so he probably shouldn't be talking that much mess here. As he throws out the stomp again, and Gabby's just gonna clear through this wave. Mid, Zephyr could be going for a setup play here onto Armel if he's not careful. Level 6 is there for Carl.
He's got 2 bracers. This is not an easy kill.
No, it's really not. Yeah, they can't really do much. He's just gonna hang out here, I guess.
And Kunkka's gonna hit level 6 off this wave, and so if they don't go now, then they're definitely not gonna be able to go afterwards.
Oh, good back play there. Armel just gonna back up for a second. Doesn't quite get that kill there, but he did get
Miles
level
TPing.
6. He's level 6. He's fine.
Yeah. You want to get that X off on Carl, but too slow from the stroke of fate.
Zephyr gonna TP top afterwards. They're just looking to make something happen anywhere, because right now all their lanes are at the very least breaking even. I think they spotted him too. Yeah, so KP likely gonna play this a little bit safer now. Back towards the mid. Carl just throws out another Astral. They can't do anything up here really. Yeah, and they're just
Yeah,
gonna
this
try
is-
and backline.
Very solid awareness from TNC, because at this point the bristleback lane is like unsalvageable, and the centaur just has to dodge it, and then what the hell is the Grimstroke gonna do with a lane that he can't support? So roams mid, doesn't work out, immediately TP's up top, and so very, very cognizant of KP to back off.
And a really nice play there by Tim's as well. Gets the D ward afterwards. Cuckoo. Torrent gonna connect. Oof. Gabby gets the kill.
The confidence to not even bother going for the X. He knew the torrent was going to land in time.
Radiant's bottom
I mean,
tower
if you
is
look at
under
the
attack.
CS right now, though, it is all Geek Fam that are in the lead, in spite of the kill score. But I just have this feeling as a good deny there onto the ward. I have this continuing feeling that you're going to have TNC hit a point in this game where it's hard for Geek Fam to fight them.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised with how well Cuckoo's doing. He's basically the same net worth as the Kanka. So, despite the deaths earlier on, Ainswell.
They do get that kill into March.
Oh, you're dead.
Cuckoo encouraging on his team there.
Is under attack.
He's almost level 6 himself. Gabby level 7. So he's
Carl invading this jungle.
it's a mango tree and an iron talent. Nice.
Sweet.
6.
None of those are what Io wants, though. Io's. Let's see. So, I mean, the Essence Ring got nerfed substantially, so it's not as great. Arcane Ring's quite good on him. Trusty Shovel's amazing on Io, just because the potential to constantly pick up salves.
Yeah. It's really good for Oracle too.
Yeah, definitely. Royal Jelly, pretty solid on Io. Yeah, so far, not the greatest neutral drops.
Trusty Shovel picked up there. All
There
right.
we go. Alright.
Yeah, they're gonna give that to Io for the moment. Picks up a salve. I think the salve is actually better on Oracle, because like throwing it onto a false promise target is so nice. And now they get Royal Jelly too. All right, this is actually the dream. That's actually
great.
so good. Cuckoo. Stomp comes out. He's trying to run away. Body plucks from Tim's, and now the X, the torrent, the boat.
He's
Do
got
they have enough
Stampede.
damage? Gabby moves in. He's gonna pop Stampede and possibly a chance. Does he get out of there? They're still gonna run and chase him down. It looks like. Oh, Cuckoo, no! Say it ain't so. They kill off a courier. Raven took
can
down
totally
March,
dodge
but it
this.
does not matter. They lose one, might lose more. Carl also in some trouble. Just gonna dodge back from the torrent.
this bristle,
It is
oh my
not
God.
gonna matter. Gabby is just too damn big.
Oh, no,
give me a
no.
third one. Yes, please.
Don't do it to him!
It happens yet again. Triple kill for Gabby. They lose March, but they'll take that every day of the week.
Oh my god. It's just a phase boot soul ring bracer. But that's what an IO can enable a hero like this to do. That's why the hero is so strong in the right hands.
Oh, hey,
That's why I'm
Cuckoo.
hoping that TNC do have it in their arsenal.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Who's stomping who now?
Jeez. March gonna get another D ward. Dude, they have D warded 3 of these wards. They just do not like the only vision that you have right now on Geek Fam is this mid ward for Carl. Like everything else has been shut down. Oof. Oof, oof, oof.
And Geek Family don't have no choice but to put as much of a focus on this top lane as they have been, because the Bristleback's unkillable, and Kunkka you can't burst him down quickly enough, because your setup is an Astral, and once the Astral comes out, everyone's going to start TPing mid, so you can't really expect to take this Kunkka by surprise. So what else is left? It's just the top lane, and even then he's level 6, and now he has the Primal Split, so even he's difficult to kill. Which,
Quads.
Ricky, no points in Smokescreen quite yet. So, yeah, he's going to be able to get that Primal Split off every single time.
Quad stack of Ancients taken right there by the Kunkka and the Bristleback. I don't understand how Geek Fam can like fourth pick the Ricky and then not ban Bristleback when like they know that I mean we'll have to double check what that other ban was, but like they know that TNC play it. Like we've seen Gabby play this time and time again. It just kind of blows
it's
my
just
mind.
a meta hero right now. Even
Yeah.
without any lane-specific matchups, Bristleback's just a really, really strong one position. This KP takes a little bit of damage from Raven, but again, he's got split in case anything gets a little bit dangerous.
Dire's bottom tower is
enough.
under attack.
It's just one of those things like where if I can see that that's a really good hero, like probably somebody else should be able to too. Raven jumps out after getting a little bit aggro after they saw the IO there, realized we can't do this to him. Meanwhile, Cuckoo in some trouble yet again. He's gonna has Stampede available. Dude, he's
just
gonna
tanking
stick
this
around.
to keep the siege creep. Yeah.
Dire's bottom
Stampede looking for the follow-up. It does not feel like it's really going to work that well. March going to get jumped on. Do they take him down at the very least? It looks like they might, although it's going to now come at the cost of Cuckoo going down. They got the March kill. He can never take that away from him.
Are they gonna take Io back with them? Okay, yeah, they both go top, and so time to take down this tier 1 top as Lich immediately evacuates and TP's mid.
Come out of here, guys.
DD rune, nice torrent.
Oh man,
Dire's top tower.
real rough.
Dire's structures are fortified.
I mean, is there a point in time in which this OD like is able to carry them? Like, I guess Ricky is gonna need to just focus on everybody that's not Bristle, and then I guess you focus on Bristle with the OD. Is the play?
Dire's
Yeah,
top
I
tower
think that's a
is under
strategy.
attack.
And all things considered, like, surprisingly less than a 1k net worth advantage. It's 7-5, but it's just that the heroes don't fall off anytime soon, and Geek Fam don't hit a power spike anytime soon. Raven's still a long ways away from his Diffusal Blade after going triple Wraith Band, so he's not going to get any sort of huge advantage. I don't think that the Soulbind into Chain Frost is going to do anything. In fact, Grimstroke doesn't even take the Soulbind at level 6, so that's not really going to have that much of an impact. At most, it'll discourage the IO from standing too close to his Bristleback, but it's not dramatic enough to suddenly change the game.
March is back here hiding in the trees while KP is going to push out the wave a little bit. They pick up some Royal Jelly for themselves, but all this pressure, and in the meantime, Armel and Gabby are just taking the bottom tier 1 tower. And like with just a couple of heroes here, they have to evacuate. They can't go down bottom, so instead they're going to try and look mid. I don't know if this is really going to work.
Yo, the discipline to not finish off that tier 1 tower. TNC are being super disciplined right now.
Well,
the Chain
the throw out
Frost.
the Chain Frost does not bounce. They had the boat already there. Chasing now for more. Gabby, this indomitable force, is just going to be nether. They'll shoved off to the nether, but they're going to be able to pull back in and kill the OD now because he used his Astral. They popped the ulti coming from
nice
the
cyclone.
Brewmaster. They do blow up one. March is going to die, but can they find any more afterwards? Geek Fam just need to evacuate. It is too scary otherwise, although the boat buff is going to start wearing off now. The fight lasting long enough, it might end up favoring them if they can just stay away from Gabby. Gabby is who they need to run from, and it looks like Armel is
Easier
going to
said
live.
than done.
And Raven tries to jump out of there. Torrent
the
connects
torrent.
right at the end, and they kill off the Ricky. So when all is said and done, they lose both their mid and their carry for only March.
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower is under
Damn.
attack.
I'm very impressed with TNC's like map movements this game. It's so different from what we saw day before yesterday. So now Cuckoo has his Invis room. His tether pops something, and he does manage to get away.
Okay. So realizing there's some danger there. There are a couple of wards in the area here which spot out any movements that TNC would make, but it's 2,000 gold lead, and they're feeling quite strong. And they're just going straight Heaven's Halberd on 2 different heroes to try and deal with this OD.
Radiant's
God,
middle tower
it's
is
so
man.
hard to deal with. And a Van Brace
And
now
a
for
Van
Gabby.
Brace. Oh man. Yeah, everything's coming up TNC right now. All right, so what are the opportunities for a turnaround? Raven is getting reasonably close to finishing off the Diffusal Blade, so that will make it easier to likely... I imagine that he's going to go on the IO. He's going to let the Centaur deal with the Oracle in the meanwhile. So if you can get rid of some of these supports, then the fight becomes easier. But you still need to hope that the rest of your team survives in the meanwhile, because Gabby is he's just a wrecking ball, and he doesn't need initiation. He's just gonna plow right through your entire team. He doesn't need anyone to like get a pick off. He's just gonna run right to this Ricky in the mid lane.
Well, and I think this is part of the reason why he ends up going for that 20 movement speed. Doesn't need the mana regen, and it
Yeah.
means he can stay on top of these heroes.
my God,
that you
this
might otherwise be able
damage.
to. It's so hard to deal with. March taking a kill there, and they said, all right, let's just go into Roche. Halberd is done. They've got a pipe
man.
on him. Like,
And he got Vampire Fangs. That's the number one. I mean, the Van Brace is nice, but Vampire Fangs is basically like getting a level 25 talent onto a Bristleback.
Geek Fam
It is getting a level 25 talent onto a Bristleback.
Radiant's middle tower
this is
under
getting a little
attack.
bit out of hand.
Dire's top
I mean,
tower
again,
is
it's
under
only a
attack.
2,000 gold lead, but it feels like right now Geek Fam have
Yeah.
just no way to fight them. Like, you cannot I mean, how do you kill this bristleback? He's got 2,000 HP, he's got 12 armor, and then an Oracle and an IO behind him. Not to mention that he's got the Ghost Ship buff afterwards. So, like, you need to take the fight absolutely perfectly and hope that, like, TNC just stop pressing buttons.
Radiant's bottom
And now you need to kill him twice.
Yeah.
As the Aegis has been claimed, and in the meanwhile, Geek Fam had no idea that they were going for Roche because they were trying to scout out all behind the tree line as a defense to see if anyone was defending this bot tier 1. No one's there, and they finally do manage to take their first tower of the game after all of their tier 1 towers have already been claimed for like minutes now.
It actually gave the Aegis to Kunkka instead, and he's got the health regen talent too.
Oh, okay, yeah.
God. Yeah, this is annoying. They're gonna glyph down here just to make Carl not be able to farm for a little bit longer. Bottom lane trying to be pressured in by Geek Fam. It's looking eerily similar to what happened last game, where they're just gonna have to like, except they don't have a puck this time. I mean, I don't know. This is hard.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
What a freaking hard game
Radiant's
to
bottom
play.
tower is under
Carl
attack.
shows up. Oh no. Carl, run away. He's got Astral. They eventually go for it. They've got the Torn afterwards. The boat's gonna land, and ooh, it doesn't actually quite land there, but they will be able to land it. And now afterwards, the Centaur is lifted up, finally able to pop that Stampede, but the stun comes out right as the Stampede did as well. Soulbind on it too, as well
Double
as the
chain
Chain
for us.
The damage is
Okay.
gonna be pretty good. Oh god, that did nothing. That was not the same clips that they needed. They are going to be able to bring down the Brewmaster, so 2 already dead, but look at Gabby through all of this, is still living. Armel's going to lose his life, but it's only going to be the Aegis. And Geek Fam realized we actually can't do this. We need to get that hell out of Dodge. The chase down is coming from the big bad Bristleback, punches him dead, on top of being so hard to kill. He's got 300 right-click damage as well.
Tims, you gotta dance!
Cuckoo.
You gotta dance, my boy!
They managed to get him. They're going to keep trying in. Gabby is not going to stop for the fountain. This man is a monster, an absolute monster.
Oh my
He's
God.
coming for you, Whitemon. You think we were
Wait,
kidding?
why isn't
He
the
is
fountain
coming.
attacking? Turn around! Ah!
Yeah, he's got to get out of there.
Dire's middle tower is
Finally
under
stops.
attack.
There's a tier 2 to take.
Yes. Perhaps two or 3 tiers deep may be a bit too much.
He just needed the IO there with him, and it would have been fine.
This changes nothing.
Dire's middle
6,000
tower
gold
has
lead now.
fallen.
So they might have gone a bit too far, but again, I
Did
guess,
they, though?
I don't know.
I think they went just far enough.
They lost the Aegis, though, right? Like, that's kind of meaningful. I don't know. Maybe not.
He finishes off the BKB in exchange, so Armel needed to free up the slot. Yeah, the main problem is the Bristle. I mean, if Bristle does throw his life away, that is a massive spree going the way of Geek Fam. So that's the biggest priority.
Right.
Everyone else can fall on their sword in exchange for that, I think.
Okay. Yeah, he is 12 of their 15 kills right now,
Yeah.
which is pretty insane.
He's participated in all 15 of their kills, actually,
Yep.
as he's 12, 1, and 3.
Well,
Double-
they found him again. Poor old Carl ran at Stampede used defensively another time, and meantime KP is just gonna dance his way over that barrel at him. Oof. I mean, again, like, this lineup from TNC does eventually fall off, so if you can delay the game for Geek Fam, maybe there's a chance. I just don't see it happening right now.
I don't see it happening.
Oh no, Carl. Carl, you're supposed to go home. Why'd you go that way?
This is his home. Is this not his home?
Middle tower
Not
is
anymore.
under
Not if TNC say it's not. To be honest with you. Well, they pull in Gabby another time. He's got his Solar Crest done now as well, as they beat
literally-
down
it literally
Tier
does.
3 Tower, the X, the Torrent.
Where's Io?
Well, he's pretty
Io's
far back
chilling.
there. Look at
Yeah.
Ricky. Raven's ready to jump if they want to take this fight. It's so hard, though. They don't have Stampede for another 40. Cuckoo taking a ton of damage, and Carl's starting to build up some of those stacks.
Oh, they scan.
Yeah.
Radiant scan out the Ricky, but Raven quickly evacuates the area.
Raven doing the right thing here. At least he didn't go Battle Fury. Jeez.
Oh my god. Was that,
I don't remember
I
who
forgot
it
who
was.
that was.
There's been a couple of them.
Radiant's bottom tower
There's been a
is
couple of
under
them.
attack.
Oh man, Io gets the gem. Okay, great. Now he doesn't need to stay super far back, because he's just always gonna know where this Ricky is.
Yeah, they're
It's
cutting,
not on him yet, it's coming in on the courier, but in the meanwhile, as is tradition for Geek Fam, whenever they're falling behind, they're going to try to make space, although Relocate coming in on Raven. Can he get out in time?
Yeah, I think they're just doing this to like force them off the wave, I guess, so that they can't split push them. I think is the idea.
Doesn't really save too much though. I mean, what's they still have a tier 2 tower up down bot, so it's not like
Jason Whitemon, yeah, he's dead.
Radiant's top
Yeah, he's
tower
dead.
is under
So they do have a creep wave here, so it's going to break backdoor pretension. And Carl wasn't able to finish off. Oh, God, Zephyr. All right, he did manage to get the Phantom's Embrace off, though. But then the Torrent's there. Yeah, he doesn't want to dive the tier 4s. He's playing it a little bit safe now, TNC is. I'm wondering again, like, if Viper would have been sort of an ant. I guess, though, that you still don't have the damage, even if you break him.
Yeah. And it's just, it would be one hero. And he breaks it, but, like, at most that helps Ricky deal damage. The other heroes still can't deal damage to him.
Right.
It's not really going to be, like, that much of a game changer. The lanes just needed to go better. And so Cuckoo probably should not have died as many times as it happened against the Bristleback. That was definitely a disadvantage. They last picked the OD, right? That was the 22nd pick.
Yeah.
That didn't really seem like that great of an answer to... I don't know why Razor is just like not a popular hero right now. I feel like there have been so many lineups in which Razor would be so good against these melee cores,
Right.
but they're just never selecting them.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it could be a player comfort thing too. Like, I think that Razor is a hero that you should be able to play with anybody, but a lot of people don't feel like super comfortable on it just because you don't, like, I don't know, it might not be their style or whatever. But the other thing is that I think the real problem was they just needed to ban the Bristle. Maybe
true.
whatever it was. I got to check what the other ban was at the same time, because I don't know. Like, this to me feels like they should know TNC play it. But regardless, it did not end up happening, and they are going to walk up high ground yet again. Not really concerned about anything on the other side. It looks like the last ban was a Terrorblade, which, I mean, also would have been scary, but...
Not nearly as scary as a Bristle.
Yeah.
Nice stop.
Okay. Astral trying to build up some stacks to see if he can get a Sanity's Eclipse going. He's got a Hurricane Pike. As they hit another Torrent there onto Centaur, and they're going to decide to back out. So they do not manage to get the melee barracks. And you're holding high ground a little bit if you're Geek Fam here. At least that's going on.
And they're managing to farm at the same time. All these creep cuts are, I mean, it's still gold in the pockets of Geek Fam, and it's been Raven and Carl who have been doing a lot of the creep cutting, so it's not like it's going in the hands of useless supports who can't really do much with the gold. So it's they're buying time, although Roche now... Oh, it's a late Roche. Okay, so even more time bought for Geek Fam. It's going to be 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
Maybe we'll get to see the Bristle Ags finally. That'd be cool.
Oh, man.
That'd be
That would be
super
cool.
I actually think it's pretty good against like OD because it gives you a little bit of that int to help deal with the sanities. You know, can just kind of stand up there and say, "Come and deal with me." It's nice.
Yeah. Greater Fairy Fire for Tim's being dropped. Pick it up.
Oof.
Pick it up. No.
He's
Yeah,
got
there we
it.
go.
Nice.
So now, I have no idea how you kill this Bristleback.
I mean, they basically have to hope for a DC. That's what it seems like, because it is not happening naturally.
TNC is using Discord to the superior VoIP communication platform.
Right.
No DCs here, according to March at least.
Another relocate up towards top. Use this time to try and stop them from having to deal with the lanes. There is that courier up on high ground checking things out, but yeah, they're gonna pull themselves back together again. And then Raven is gonna be pushing this one out. He has got himself the Orb of Destruction also, which is pretty nice. And we'll be able to have a Manta style done in a second, but Radiance just finished now on the Kunkka.
Oh, okay. I was thinking either the Bristle or the Kunkka should complete it, and yeah, Kunkka going for it is definitely a significant change in survivability and damage on their team.
Right.
Again, they keep letting all their creeps die, and they don't do anything about it. Like they're not even like watching any of the waves. They're just all. What is there to gain by sitting in Geek Fam's jungle right now? Do you really think Geek Fam's going to be going into their jungle anytime soon?
Right.
Probably not. And then why do they need to be farming the jungle? You've already picked up all of your tier 3 neutral items, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. They have one more that they can pick up. But
I
still.
think part of it too is just that they're waiting for that Roche, and like because it's a long spawn, it kind of sucks for them. Oh, excuse me, I got some allergies going on. Whew. No, do you get allergies? You an allergy
No,
boy?
thankfully not. I'm surprisingly immune to it.
There's
Because all of my family have like pollen and grass and dust and all that, and I'm just chilling.
I've got right now it's getting close to growing season and all the farmland around me, so it's making
Dude,
my
and this
nose
is a
go crazy.
bad time in the world to be randomly sneezing, let me tell you.
Oh, every time I'm walking down the street, like people just give me the dirtiest looks if I sneeze at all. I'm walking my dog, trying to stay away from people, and I just get the
Oh,
glower.
no.
It's real bad. Like I say out loud, "Oh man, allergies!" Like way louder than I actually need to.
Oh, is it pollen season, man? This
Please don't shoot me. It's America. Whitemon.
Whitemon trying to get some wards down.
Okay,
Nice
soul
dodge,
binds. Oh, banished soul binds. Rarely
Yeah.
seen. Not the
Hate to see
greatest. Oh, geez. And now OD.
You hate to see it.
Oh, Hurricane Pike up to the high ground. They got the disarm on him, though, so he can't throw out the right clicks. Now he gets them out afterwards, trying to build up some of those stacks, but it's only 5 of the sanities.
And they've
counter.
confirmed Roche is up.
Stomp. Yeah, that's... Oof. At least they didn't throw the Chain Frost at the same time. And it is level 2 Chain Frost. Super good scaling on this ability.
Yeah, and it's not going to matter too much because Soulbind's going to be up again by the time TNC finish taking off this Roche and come back for the next siege.
Right.
And I don't really think they were going to win that fight anyway.
No.
Even if they did get like a perfect Soulbind into Chain Frost, because I don't think we saw KP use the pipe the first time that it happened.
Right, yeah, the last time around. A lot of the other heroes took a lot of damage. Like, that's the thing, right? You've got BKB on the Kunkka and the Bristleback, and then March is going to be able to Fate's Edict somebody, and if he needs to, he could also False Promise them. So really it would just be one hero that would be taking a lot of damage, and if you're Brew, like, you can pop the pipe or pop your ulti or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think that there is still something to be said for, like, if as long as they don't all group together and just, like, not press their abilities, they're probably going to be fine.
All right, they got 2 creep waves.
Are under attack.
One on the top should be breaking backdoor protection first. And no one's really protecting it though, so the Zephyr's gonna get a stroke of fate, or he's too focused on getting the soulbind. Alright, I respect it, but being slow on the centaur.
He doesn't have any way to break this. He's just gonna get torrented. Doesn't decide to go in. Disarmed. Well, they got round 2 disarm if they want to use it. Hurricane Pike pushback. Still disarmed. Still disarmed. This man has been disarmed for a cool minute. And there's going to be the Astral. Now an X Torrent yet again. He's got BKB if he wants to use it. But more importantly, he does not have a way to right-click heroes at all. Just can't happen. Heaven's Halberd.
Definitely putting their damnedest to stall this thing out as BKB is now activated on Carl to not get cycloned.
Chasing. Looking for the follow-up. I mean, they just back out. BKB is used. They deny the barracks.
Deny the barracks.
Well done. All right. Well, another banishment.
You got 16 stacks of Sanity's Eclipse. This is pretty respectable. This is the kind of long fight that an OD needs.
Oh, they double mangoed, though, on the Gabby just to make sure that he didn't get caught. Ugh. Jeez. Jeez. That is tough. That is
Alright, so they both teams blow Glyph, but they still have the Aegis on Armel, so I maybe they're just waiting for all these Sanity's Eclipse stacks to burn off on OD, which they will right about now. And now he's back to normal.
Dude,
So-
Zephyr setting up for the long con. Oh, no.
What's he doing here?
I thought he was going to go hide in the trees and wait for a good angle on Soulbind.
Radiant's bottom tower
No
is
such
under
luck.
attack.
He just wanted to go check things out for a second.
I think his higher priority is trying to make sure that these creep waves don't come to the base.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're waiting for. This Ricky's like, yeah, he's successfully pushing down a bot tier 2 now because all of TNC are just dancing around. They smoke up. What
They want to go
are
kill
they
him.
trying to do?
Dude, I told
Why?
you, it's a grudge match. They want to go kill Raven and Cuckoo like 18 times this
TNC's
game.
honor.
Exactly. Guys, you
Maybe
left.
that's what it is. The TNC sponsors are like, we'll give you like an extra $50 every single time you kill Raven.
No.
Oh, Carl.
Not
What are
again.
you doing here?
BKB, run away. He's just like, where do I
Why is he
go?
not
Oh, the
TPing?
bash. No, the bash. He's got to run. Get out of there, Carl. Oh,
He
where are you
doesn't
going
have
to
a
go?
blink or anything.
And
Oh,
Carl God.
big plays.
What a player.
Big plays.
And back
Oh,
on
and then they
here,
keep
look
you
at
back
this.
into a
They got
soul
him
bind.
caught with the chain frost. Dude, they're going to kill him. Gabby goes down to
Wow.
1,000 gold to Raven. All right, TNC, y'all messed up. Raven was here. Raven knew what was happening. Give him the tip. That's right, Cuckoo. Oh, man.
What? Why would they go bot? Who cares if a Ricky is pushing bot? How is that an issue for you at all?
This
and
is-
all 5 heroes went.
This is where the throw begins. This is where it
Oh my
happens.
god.
Right here,
Oh
right
man,
now.
Nullifier.
Yeah.
The one hero that Nullifier is actually viable on Ricky.
I mean, it's so good against all of these heals too. Like for March, I guess the thing is that Purifying Flames, it's going to take off the heals that comes out from it. But the other thing is, like, you could hypothetically have a world where you Purifying Flames the IO and then he's healing whoever's out there, but whoever gets nullified is probably not going to be able to be healed. There's still the burst heal, so you just basically need to deal with the IO afterwards. It's still so hard. Ugh.
It's still very hard, but also this is the TNC that I was expecting to see, because it was that questionable decision making that was their downfall earlier in this tournament. And again, like, there's minimal justification for a 3-man smoke, 2-man relocate, all into a lane that is not a high priority. Like, even if Ricky does manage to get to high ground, Ricky is not that strong of a split pusher. He has a Manta style, didn't even have Nullifier completed yet. He did not have that much damage. Orb of Destruction doesn't even, I don't actually know if, does Orb of Destruction work on towers?
It should. I don't see why it wouldn't. Does it
I
say
don't
reduce
remember
the
if it does or
target's
not.
armor and movement speed? Interesting.
Because Dragon Scale specifically says that it works on towers.
Got it.
I think it does work on towers, but even then, he's not that strong of a split pusher. So at most, you have Kanka X TP himself down there, or you just relocate the IO Bristleback down there just to push out the wave. You don't need to kill anyone. No one needs to die. You
Yeah.
have such a massive advantage. And they throw all of it onto the worst possible hero. They give it to the Ricky, who manages to make 1,300 gold in the span of like 5 seconds.
Dude, and the other thing is, like, the bigger thing is that experience gain. Look at that graph, the fall
also
off from
true.
it. It's insane. All of a sudden, you're starting to catch up, and they're going to get their, like, level 20s coming up pretty soon as well. Dude,
And now TNC like lose all of their momentum. They lost all of their map control. They lost all of their like positional advantage. They don't even have control of both outposts.
Yeah.
They were like 13k net worth up, and now they are stuck on their side of the map. They're gonna smoke up now.
They're smoking, moving across the map. The Aegis is going to expire in 15 seconds.
Yeah.
TNC.
Armel has a sheep stick though. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. I mean, again, like, by all means, this is still so heavily favored towards TNC winning the game, but
Correct.
it's throwable. We've said this before. We've seen this before. It can happen. Aegis expires right now as he thinks about going on to this OD. He's going to reveal himself there mid. Now the back out afterwards. Scary stuff. Scary, scary stuff if you are Geek, or rather TNC.
And they're kind of split right now, but it's okay because it's the IO who can relocate. But as long as these other 3 heroes stick together, then nothing terrifying should happen.
They really need to get Whitemon's level 18. It's so much more damage for all of these bounces.
No.
But
Oh my gosh, IO has a BKB also now?
What?
Great, well, now the combination does not do very much. Now IO can basically... Oh, wait, they lost the gem also, because...
Yeah.
Wait, no, KP... Wait, KP has a gem? What happened to the gem? I don't see a gem on Dire.
yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. They probably left it in Fountain. No? Okay.
Unless if OD was carrying the gem, and when he died... Oh wait, he didn't die. I don't know how they got the gem back.
Okay.
Alright, well, whatever the case, X, sheep, onto the Ricky, into the boat.
Relocate. Raven tricks the trade. Jumps over to his buddy.
Nice.
Trying to get out of there again. Jumps away again.
Nice.
They have some vision on him. But the relocate away! Oh no, it didn't matter. It almost did. I thought that he was pulling in the Kunkka with him. But
All right,
nope.
well, Ricky does have buyback, and that did cost a split.
They're spinning. They're pinging. Whitemon TPing out. Zephyr trying to escape as well. Picks up a bounty rune on the way. Nice. Easy.
All right, please get a creep wave to take off backdoor protection. They have these 2 siege creeps in mid.
Oh, if they let these die, though.
Yeah, they're not protecting it, but it doesn't seem like Geek Fam, like Lich can't do anything about that.
Yeah. So backdoor protection taken off. TNC, again, very slow to push as they're
the
still
Abyssal.
getting them in there. Nice jump in. Well, stunned for the moment, but they don't really have much in the way of being able to take this fight. BKB was used by Armel. Maybe a chance here if they wanted to buy back on the Ricky and have the double Chain Frost as well. Banishment. 1 round, 2 rounds, building up some stacks. Gabby, BKB, turn to fight. Double Chain Frost gonna go out onto all of them. The Sanity's Eclipse as well. It's doing a lot of damage, but is it gonna be enough? These BKBs are lasting so long, but Kunkka now gets blown up, eats the cheese afterwards. Smoke Cloud is down. BKB used by Gabby. They have to go for a second round of this, and it doesn't look like they quite have the damage that they need. The boat pulls them back in. Force Staff to live them for the moment. Secondary Force Staff. Now the Stampede afterwards, making sure that their carry does not get taken down. It was a buyback from the Lich. And TNC,
he almost has his natural respawn, but he had to buy back there.
yeah. So they do manage to hold for the moment, although it was real expensive.
Yeah. But still, they're managing to withstand after having such a net worth disadvantage, and it only costs them 1 BKB. They managed to make Kunkka use the cheese. So it's becoming more and more likely that Geek Fam could make the comeback. This OD is, I mean, now that he has the Aghanim Scepter, it's not that outlandish that the Sanity's Eclipse could start one-shotting this these squishy backlines, or even the Brewmaster as well. It's not going to take down Kunkka or Bristleback anytime soon, but that's not really a big priority. If you can manage to get rid of these heals, then all of a sudden the team fight looks much, much easier for Geek Fam.
Walking high ground, gonna try and take over this outpost since they don't have one right now. Raven shows himself on the other side. Tim's and Armel gonna take this one down while Cuckoo's standing up there being a ward for a moment, and they're gonna push out the waves again. Like right now, if you're Geek Fam, it was feeling awful before.
Following them. Oh, TNC keep following. They're like a moth to a flame. Every single time a Geek Fam hero shows up, they're like, ooh, let's kill him.
Yeah.
They have this massive creep wave up top. It's not massive, but they have like a reasonable creep wave up top. Just follow it. You will win a race if all of a sudden Geek Fam want to feel like going for their own tier 3. You have IO relocate. Yeah. What's the worst that could happen?
It feels like it's a very methodical game plan. Keep the waves pushed out, then go high ground. Keep the waves pushed out, then go high ground. And it should work by and large, but the problem is that when they've been going high ground, the team fights have been getting a little bit too wonky. Roche is now going to respawn. It's going to be an Aghanim Scepter, so we'll see who they decide to give for. I actually kind of like it on KP in this instance, personally. It could be cool on Kunkka too.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. In the Roche pit. Gotta be careful here, guys. Banishing Armel. They have BKBs available. Blink from KP could come out. Cuckoo looking for their opening. A second round. They've got great vision over here. Abyssal Blade going to be used, saving Whitemon for the moment. Can they get him down and away? Stampede out of there. Whitemon lives. But they did force out the Stampede, and now they have to back.
He's critical. The Lich, like, both the supports, you need that Chain Frost Soulbind, otherwise you're not going to win the fight. So Stampede's forced out, and they're not able to successfully discourage this Roche. Yep. But it was a good attempt for sure. They give it to Bristle, the Aghanim Scepter to Bristle, so you get to see it.
It's pretty great.
See goo on everyone.
I mean, the biggest thing about it is that you can use it to keep your stacks up. So if he wants to do that, he can be like running around constantly with crazy amounts of stacks.
Yeah.
But the plus side of it, or the weird thing about it, is that you do want to right click, because once you take enough of them, you start actually like doing a lot of damage. Looks like both of those outposts are now going to go for TNC. As Cuckoo going to try and escape from this area. Won't be found, it looks like. But 40-minute mark.
Okay, this is the double siege creep wave. One of them needs to stay protected. I swear to God, if all of these waves die,
they're going to die because the
furious.
TNC are going to try and get all their 40-minute items. I think that's what's going to happen here. We'll see.
Sure. Go for it.
I think that's what's going to happen. Oh, Armel going for the Tidebringer Cleave talent. 80%. Interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting. I feel like when you have a Bristleback on your team.
Wait, what? Armel?
Yeah, I think Bristleback teleported it to the fountain, and then Kunko was trying to get the relic onto his courier.
Yeah. Raven, in the meantime, cutting through this creep wave again afterwards.
All right, just stay bot. Make sure this creep wave stays alive. I don't care about the other two of them. Let Carl push top. I don't really care if he manages to make his way all the way to the tier 3 tower.
They're keeping this pressure on. Relocate, use. Carl trying to run away, stampede out. And they will have many heroes back to defend afterwards. But you look here, Grimstroke just going to try and keep going for this wave. They're not here to take down the wave yet.
Nope.
Yeah, it looks like TNC are going to be able to move in now and take down these racks. At least one lane. Too hard to fight into this one for the moment. Throw on the extra bit of damage. Not quite level 18 yet on the Lich.
Yo, I love March's positioning right now. He clipped himself.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Soulbind out again. Onto 2. Chain Frost, is it going to be used yet? I didn't end up seeing that one. Whitemon trying to throw it out, but it didn't end up doing anything at all. So no extra Chain Frost damage, and
it killed Io, and he can't relocate because they relocated top to stop OD.
Okay, so no Io, and now Cuckoo, seeing if they can keep anybody else back. March also goes down. Raven over to the side, finds Tims. Tims forced out the BKB, and then Raven's just going to back away for the moment. So Raven picking up a couple kills along the way, and just like that, TNC are somewhat forced back again. But they did get the racks.
Finally, they did. And mid-racks also fully claimed. So 2 lanes are going to be pressured. Now it should be very, very easy to not have to be concerned about side lanes being split pushed by the Riki or the OD. You can just dedicate all of your energy onto this top lane now. They did go... No, they still have the Aegis. So they have the Aegis. Do they have the cheese still also? Yes, they have the cheese on Tims. So you still have all of your resources available.
Up here top, Armel moving in, and they're going to probably be able to take back over this area. Witless Shaco, not the greatest thing in the world, if we're going to be honest about it. Any other items that we're still missing on the side of Geek Fam?
Radiant has all of theirs. Geek Fam are missing 1.
Flicker. Ninja Gear is pretty nice on Riki.
Yeah, very nice. I imagine that's a big reason why the Oracle got caught off guard.
Yeah. Top lane. Going in again. Seeing what they can do. Gabby gonna get banished right at the start of this one. Seeing if they can start building up some of these astral stacks. Would love to be able to stop this pressure, but it is not easy in the least bit. Torrent just lands blindly onto Cuckoo. Now the jump forward Soulbind. Do they have anything afterwards? Trying to find the angle. They throw it out. No, stun for the moment. Finally is able to get that Chain Frost out, and now the double bounce between the two of them. It's not doing any damage at all. Cuckoo getting ran at, has to BKB and run away from there. Carl, still no extra damage to throw because the Sanity's Eclipse has already been used.
Raven, he's going in.
Looks for it.
Oh,
bash.
stun.
The first hit bash there onto Raven. Trying to turn now onto Gabby, but this is a Bristleback that you're trying to hit from the back as Riki, and it looks like they're going to start to fall one by one by one. Hexed and killed. OD has buyback available. They've already taken the tier 3 tower. Raven now turning onto Tim. Silence, trying to kill him off. Big stun coming from Cuckoo, but do they have anything else left in the tank? They don't have actually a Brewmaster split. So KP is going to fall, and Gabby now also under fire. The right click's coming in. March is there, though. He does not have his ultimate, but he does have Fate's Edict. They're looking up on the high ground. Stomp is going to be there. Cuckoo taking a ton of damage. In the midst of all of this, they pull him back in another round of it. They soulbind it onto nothing. Gabby is too big and too bad to be taken down and killed. Cuckoo looking to finish him off, but it ain't happening in the midst of the fight. Gabby, Cuckoo, the tips are live. as this man bashed when he tried to go for it, back out, not going to quite be there in time. Finally, they're trying to kill him off. Is it going to be enough? He isn't quite going down. The boat buff comes out right at the end. Turn around, Abyssal is available. They save him afterwards with March. It finally came off cooldown, the false promise. Carl appreciating greatness as Gabby is going to live. He will not be denied. This man turn around on Cuckoo yet again as they take him down. And finally, it is going to be time to call GG. As at the end of all of it, the end of all of it, as the Abyssal Blade comes out, Gabby was too strong and too difficult to kill.
Which has been the case for the past 15 minutes. I think TNC made that game way harder than it needed to be. And again, like, it's mostly because of the fact that Geek Fam were just great at trailing TNC all around the map and making them feel obligated to stop these split push attempts. But from minute like 15, let's see, what are the graphs? Yeah, from
Gabby was in
minute
every
20,
kill.
basically. Wow, what a player. 25 to 17.
That's pretty crazy.
Solid performance from Gabby overall. I just the shot calling was a bit questionable from TNC, but everything else was fantastic. The lanes went very well. The drafts in both games were exceptional, and I'm confident that now they have Io in their arsenal, because I think that is a hero that has not been getting first phase banned in this region and in this tournament. And now that it's on the radar, hopefully that makes drafting a little bit easier for TNC moving forward.
Yeah. And it's going to be something that people need to watch out for. Absolutely. Geek Fam, another disappointing showing for them, as they're going to end up now 1-3 in the group stage. Granted, the 3 teams that they've lost against have been Adroit, Fnatic, and TNC. So most likely the second half of their group stage is going to be a little bit on the easier side, but you got to turn it up at some point. TNC, they keep on floating on through these qualifiers, they keep on floating on through these tournaments, and finally they're starting to turn up and look real good. So impressive stuff from TNC. Geek Fam need to pull it together a little bit more. Any final words before we go to a break, Mr. Neil Tsunami?
Hype for the next series. Freaking Fnatic versus CR. This was a very satisfying grudge match. I like the theory that they put a bounty on Raven's head for being ex-TNC. He's been dishonorably discharged TNC, perhaps. Yeah. And that's why that's why March and the gang were so aggressive at trying to kill him. And so I can only imagine that sort of same energy will be carried on to this Mushi Ohio versus Fnatic match that we have coming up.
It's going to be a great thing to watch. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned, because we're going to be going live with it just around the corner. As my wonderful compadre said, it's Fnatic facing off against CR. See you guys then.